Blast 13. All right. Questions 1 and 2 are we're looking at this protractor. Choose from the angle sizes on your sheet to write the size of angle HIK. So HIK. So this angle right here. Number 2. Two angles whose angle sums total 180 degrees, which is a straight angle, are said to be supplementary. What is the size of HIK's supplementary angle, KIJ? So these are supplementary because this angle here plus this angle here would equal 180 degrees. So number 1 was this angle here. Number 2 is the measurement of this angle here. Number 3 through 8 are dealing with this grid. And I'm going to zoom in on it, so if you need to count, you can. If you can't read yours. Okay. Number 3. What fraction of the grid is shaded? What fraction of the grid is shaded? Number 4. Write this fraction as a decimal. Write this fraction as a decimal. Number 5. Write this fraction and the decimal as a percent. Write the fraction and the decimal as a percent. It will give you the same percent. So, number 6. What fraction of the grid is unshaded? What fraction of the grid is unshaded? Number 7. Write the fraction that is unshaded as a decimal. Write the fraction of the unshaded as a decimal. And number 8. Write the amount of the unshaded as a percent. Write the amount unshaded as a percent. Questions 9 through 14 are dealing with this line graph on your sheet. It traces the growth of a population on Mars from 1900 to 1990. Population is shown in millions, with each base standing for 500,000 Martians. Write the number followed by the word million where required. It's a little bit better there for you to read if you can't read it on your paper. Question 9. What was the population in the year 1900? What was the population in the year 1900? Number 10. In which year did the population reach 15 million? In which year did the population reach 15 million? So you're looking for where it crossed at 15 million. Number 11. When was the population 10.5 million Martians? When was the population 10.5 million Martians? Number 12. How much did the population rise from 1910 to 1920? How much did the population rise from 1910 to 1920? Number 13. Which 10-year period recorded the largest growth in population? So which 10-year period, in other words, from 1900 to 1910, 1910 to 1920, 1920 1930, so on, in which 10-year period did they record the largest growth in population? Number 14. Compare the population in 1900 to that in 1990. What was the population increase in that time? So how many more Martians were there? So you're finding the difference between 1990 and the 1900s. The next 3 questions are dealing with this shape right here. How many cubes make up the solid shape? How many cubes make up this solid shape? Number 16. How many cubes can you see? Be careful, because some cubes have more than one side or face showing. 16 again. How many cubes can you see? And number 17. How many cubes can you not see? How many cubes can you not see? The last 3 questions are dealing with your story problem right here. It says a truck driver has driven for 4 hours at an average speed of 80 kilometers an hour. At this rate, he will finish his trip in another 1.5 hours. How far is his trip? Question 18. What is this problem asking us to find? Is it asking us to find A, how far has he driven in 4 hours? B, how far will he travel in the next 1.5 hours? C, how far does he travel again or altogether in 5.5 hours? Is it asking us A, how far has he driven in 4 hours? B, how far will he travel in the next 1.5 hours? Or C, how far he travels altogether in 5.5 hours? This would be an awesome question to use proportions. Not just because I heart them, but because it would be a good place to use them. Alright. Question number 19. The next step in solving a problem would be to answer how can you find the answer. So what operations on on line 19 put the operations you would use to solve this. And on question 20, what is the actual answer? So how far is his trip? And then make sure, some of you guys aren't doing this, you need to do this down at the bottom.